Hey, what's up, guys? Nooch Neighborhood Picks. Like and subscribe. I want to take a little time right now in this video to talk about the future of three big fighters in the UFC for three different reasons. Three stars. We got Conor McGregor, Jon Jones, and Bo Nickal. Those are the three guys I'm touching on today and what I think 2025 will have in store for them. So we'll start with the big fish, Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, I feel the sooner that we all get off of this kick, like together, like as a society, like, oh, it's so entertaining. I think people need to start to look at what's really going on with Conor McGregor. He was found liable yesterday for the R word in Ireland. Very bad. Drug use, out of control, spiraling out of control, living a very undesirable life. Let's just all remember that death is real. No one's invincible. Depression, ruining your life. Like, it takes a lot more than money to keep your happiness and your sanity and your balance. Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler is the perfect setup for him. If he can't get to the ring, if Conor McGregor, look how telling this is. Michael Chandler calls out everybody and gets pieced up by everybody. Dustin Poirier, where are you at? Boom, choke. Justin Gaethje, where you at? Bang, uppercut. Like, did you ever see that reel? Michael Chandler just got whooped by Charles Oliveira and was in the octagon after getting his ass kicked, calling out McGregor. If you can get your house in order, come. He's short. He runs right at you with not much defense. And the faster he cross-trains, the faster he'll run into McGregor's fist with his face. That's a tailor-made matchup for McGregor. The attributes, the length, all that stuff he used to talk about, it's right there for him. If they can't get Conor McGregor in the ring, if they couldn't get him in this year to fight Chandler, now Chandler just got whooped, more damage, 40 years old. If they can't get him to fight Chandler in the next 6 to 9 months, we got to start looking at McGregor's life for what it is. A tragic tale of self-destruction, drug use. The drugs got him. The drugs, and, you know, when you look at those clips on Instagram, hearing them 10 years ago about the powers of the mind and everything, it's so easy to go off track in life. That's why you have to stick by your codes and rules. I don't want to preach about McGregor too much, but we got to stop with the, oh, it's so entertaining, or he's going to come back and do it. Mike Tyson was doing blow and came back just like McGregor in his mid-30s. He didn't have the eye of the tiger anymore, and it was never there again. McGregor is finished. Put him in the ring with Chandler. Maybe he can get a nice one set up, but I don't see much more going for him. How's he going to stay in there with Islam? Like, ultimately at the end. Not gonna. Let's move on. Jon Jones. This one's easy. Dana White. Vince McMahon Jr. Dana White is the greatest matchmaker, him and Hunter, of setting things up the way they want things to appear. He was hammering that Jon Jones is the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time. He's the best. He was hammering that almost like comically, where we were laughing at him watching this recently. And they set him up against a 44-year-old fireman, right? That just did a 24-hour shift a week before the fight. Like, not even a current fighter. He made the illusion, so he did such a good job on that illusion that he made everyone believe that Stipe Miocic was him from 5 to 10 years ago, Stipe. Like, time is real. Dana, space and time is real. I noticed Joe Rogan and Dana, they're all on this. Like just because we have superhuman shit out here with TRT and wellness doesn't mean that Father Time is still not undefeated. They set Jon Jones up with an older, slower, senior circuit guy. He looked like the GOAT. He looked all Jones's, the fight IQ, the reflexes, nothing got pushed because he had a guy older, slower, lower than him. So he looked like the man, and that's what they want. They need certain cash cows to generate the machine of the UFC. So now it's getting tricky with who he should fight next. Should he fight Aspinall or Pereira? Well, I was hearing Jones speak before the fight with Stipe, and he was saying, like, who is Aspinall? He hasn't really done much. But then I hear guys like True Gordy, and they're saying, oh, Aspinall's the greatest fucking heavyweight that's ever lived. He's so talented. So I'm like somewhere in between because I'm like kind of a casual. So I'm like, I'm not that interested in Aspinall like the rest of the purists are. I'd rather see him fight Pereira. However, the real fight to make is Aspinall because you can't cheat. Nobody's ever cheated the young guy coming up in the history of time. The young guy has to get a chance at the old lion. Floyd Mayweather fought Canelo. Floyd Mayweather was 37 years old. Canelo was 21. No excuses. Whooped his ass. Jones, I know he wants to be the diva. And I know he wants to go down as the greatest of all time. But at the end of the day, money talks. Money talks. And Dana White's going to put a nice dollar amount out there, so he has to fight Aspinall. The next fight to keep the UFC where the huge fight where the UFC wants to be, it's Jones Aspinall. We'd all love to see Pereira against Jones, and that might happen down the line. But they're the same age. Pereira is not going anywhere. Jones has to give the young. If he's the heavyweight champ now and he's in that division, you gotta fight. You gotta fight Aspinall. So my impulse gut decision was Pereira, but no way. Jones has to fight Aspinall. So next fight for Jones, 2025, Tom Aspinall. Now the last guy I want to talk about, Bo Nickal. I also feel everybody's way out of line judging this kid and saying he's not ready for Hamza. Guys, styles make fights. He fought Paul Craig, who's a huge dude, big guy, great submissions. They obviously went in with a game plan. Let's not get submitted. So Bo Nickal is a great wrestler. 4-time, whatever, champion, Penn State, All-American, we know all that. Great wrestler. But we can't say what he would or would not do against Hamza because it's a different fight. We're trying to find the answer to a problem, but we're looking at a different problem. We can't solve Paul Craig, Bo Nickal, and get the conclusion to Hamza. That's not how it works. He fought a tentative, careful fight to not get submitted. Now, here's what I liked from Bo Nickal. Here's what I did not like. Bo Nickal, his entries were creative. He scored and he dominated as far as the points. I saw some really cool entries from southpaw style, head way off the line, right hand, big right hand hook. Like, so head down here, right on the way in. Caught him a couple times with that one. Different angles, different entries. He did score, and he did get the best of Craig on the feet. So what more do you want? Here's what you want, what I saw. And Bo Nickal's a smart guy. He's a little bit, he's wrong and he's right too. He said, well, the people that are in my circle, they were happy. But be honest with yourself, Bo. He had Paul Craig hurt in the later rounds. Paul Craig retreated to the fence, wasn't sure what was going to happen. Bo Nick followed him, right? Now I get it. Here's where he got caught. Now Bo Nick did a feint. Okay, now 3 seconds, 5 seconds. Now Paul Craig, he's like a wounded animal on the fence. Now Bo Nick back and forth, 5 seconds. But then when 5 seconds went to 11 seconds and not one barrage was let off, that's where you could tell the kid's still not comfortable yet. Maybe that's where they're saying he's not ready. If Bo Nickal was totally comfortable letting it rip on the feet, he would have at least got one barrage off on Paul Craig when his back was up against that fence late in the fight. So I don't think he's totally comfortable yet. But guys, it's not easy going from wrestling to stand-up. Did you ever see Khabib when he was coming up doing air moves? He wasn't even 3 feet from his opponent. He was just trying things like a button on fucking Xbox. So we got to be a little more patient. But to say that he can't beat Hamza right now, remember this, guys. Dana is the greatest illusion guy to ever lived. We just saw what he did to Robert Whittaker. No teeth in his mouth, broke his jaw. Yeah, how did Gilbert Burns do against Hamza? Made him look pretty mortal. He looked like a mere mortal against Gilbert Burns, and Gilbert Burns never had a good fight again against anybody. Be careful. Be careful. Robert Whittaker, his colon fell out like 3-4 years ago. He had to get emergency surgery. He's never been the same since that super surgery. Know these things before you just follow Dana White with the blinders on. To say Bo Nickel would have to give up anything to Hamza when they're wrestling, I'm not ready to say that yet. I'll still go with Bo Nickel. Give me the Penn State 4-time guy over the guy that was out in Sweden calling himself the man. I don't know about that. I think Bo Nickel will be ready, and when the time comes, he'll prevail because he rises to the occasion. That kid will keep rising to the occasion. He's come a long way, and he's going to keep going. But those are the three fighters. McGregor, it's a wrap. John Jones should be able to do what he wants, but the right thing is to fight Aspinall. And Bo Nickel, have some patience with Bo Nickel. He'll be just fine. Nooch, Neighborhood Picks. Like and subscribe.